That move looks dumb. I mean, I guess you can do whatever you want, but... Probably even play like queen e5 check. Isn't knight d4 just like really nice for me? What is my opponent doing? Okay. I have the bishop pair. It's pretty lit. Just casually gave me the bishop pair. We'll take it. h5. Should probably play a6 at some point. Of course, we just damage the pawns. Now, white is going to go for some rook g5. This guy strikes me as a guy who will go for some rook g5. He's going to play rook g1 in the next move. He's a perverted mind. And I'll just play h6. h6, a6, and then decide which way my king will go. And white's pawn structure is already critically damaged. I did say, by the way, he was going to go rook g1. Oh. Yeah, I mean... In all endgames, black will be big chilling. Not to be confused with Bing. I don't see anything wrong with this. I was a little skeptical about castling in that direction, but should be fine. I wanted to go here because the pawn was hanging. Like, for example, queen e3. But now queen e3, I just have bishop c5. So I will get out with the tempo, and then my pawn doesn't need to be as covered. Of course, I can always play rook g8. I could also probably play g6, but I don't really want to weaken my structure. I don't want to weaken the diagonal. I don't want to block my queen. Like, if we traded queens, I would play it, but I mean, that move looks like it makes some sense. I think I'm just gonna try to play quickly. I allowed this. It's probably not so smart. Queen looking a little congested. But maybe knight d7, maybe bishop d6. Bishop d6 just hangs the pawn, so there's no that. I think queen f5 was a bad move. I mean, in this position, not much can be a bad move, but maybe I'll just play rook g8. d4. Yeah, I kind of get it. I think he's trying to checkmate me, because that wins the game if he does that. Maybe knight e8. Some knight a6. Gonna go here because he has very devious thoughts. I will play rook d7 because checkmate is bad when it happens to you. And it's good when it happens to your opponent. Yeah, I saw this. I mean, opponent is trying to undouble. It makes perfect sense. I was going to play knight e8 because now my knight can't be taken. The pawn is protected. I might go f6. I was mildly concerned about this, but I think even my position is so good I can put my queen on h7 for a second and then, you know, regroup. That's not checkmate, by the way. It was checkmate a move ago. This my knight is protecting. So now I can go here. I think my opponent just doesn't know how knights move, which makes me think I'm not playing a GM this game. Yeah, the knight on e8 was literally put there to stop checkmate, and now my opponent's compromised pawns will fall. I will probably be up 2 pawns, and I will win another game in the Scandinavian defense, because it's just incredible. I can take, but then the queen takes, and there might be some attacking stuff. I can play queen d5. There's a free pawn on f2, but somehow I don't want to take it. Somehow. I'm a little scared he can, like, sacrifice near my king, and could get a little dangerous. So why don't we play queen c6? And now b6 ideas. Not right away, we'll play bishop c5, but just an absolutely unbreakable pawn structure. And when my opponent plays rook g3 to bring the rook, he will hang the rook in the corner. That will be the ultimate ending of the game. Rook g3, queen h1, white resigns. It didn't happen. But it almost happened. Created a nice little formation. Now we are 2 pawns up. Yeah, very smooth game. Smooth game, smooth brain. Now there's no weaknesses. Oh, he hung a rook. He hung the rook. Oops. Jesus, I gave him too much credit. Like oh my god, idiot. I mean, this must have been like a 2400, right? What? Dog, that was terrible. He played so bad. I mean, guys, I felt bad, okay? It's like beating up your younger sibling. I mean, you know, my move is -4 and Queen G1 is -6.5. No, but okay, I traded bishop pair because I damaged pawn structure. Guys, what do I always tell you about trading bishops for knights? What do I always tell you? I tell you, if you can explain why you are trading a bishop for a knight, it's a good reason. Guys, only move here for advantage for black is bishop f3. And now black better after 10 moves, yes? e6, okay, I predict rook g1, but then he play very badly, he play very stupid moves. He got very bad position. I don't know why he don't play queen c4, but okay. And I play knight e8. It's a very solid move. Okay, computer says position equal, but for human, very bad, I think. And then he play here, and then he's losing. And okay, I played some very good positional moves, and I won the game, yeah. Okay, if I speak, I will be in big trouble. I don't want to be in big trouble, so. Okay, now we have break. How much studying am I doing? I'm doing a lot. I'll tell you guys, because we have a break right now. I'm doing a lot of studying. I mean, I have to learn openings with white and black, but I'm doing this is going to be a clip on, you know, Gotham clips or whatever. Maybe I'll even post it on the main channel. So the thing is, if you go through my chess tournaments before 2020, I was quite well prepared. Like, when I was playing white, I would generally play d4, c4, and I would play different main lines. And I would frequently have good positions in the opening. Also, back like 5 years ago, you know, you could play like the Trumpowski and win a bunch of games because the Trumpowski was like cavemen who just saw fire for the first time. It was like, you know, people with black were like, ooh, 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 ooh. Like, if you look at my win rate, classical games like 2016 to 2019, with Trump, I won 80% of the time. I was just destroying people. Then I started learning more main lines, which is a very depressing endeavor. And now the problem is with the advent of all the online stuff and like Chessable and all the books, a lot of my opponents, especially the younger opponents that have no life, they have, you know, no, whatever, no partner, no mortgage. Now all these kids know main lines. And I mean, listen, I tell you, like, kids are like 9, 10 years old. They know so much theory, it's ridiculous. So it's like Hikaru sometimes says, there's no hope in the prep. Just play lines. You're not going to be better with white or with black, and you just play. Black can play for a win, white can play for a win, like, you know. And surprises, the element of surprise is very important. So, if you look at one of my recent tournaments, when I was going for the norms, I played literally 5 or 4 Jobava Londons in one tournament. I played it with black too against my opponent, which is like garbage. I mean, this opening sucks. This opening sucks. This opening's terrible. Like, it's like for classical chess, in Blitz, you like checkmate. Like in classical chess, you sit there going, why the did I put the knight here? I mean, the thing is, when you have 90 minutes, you sit there going, I'm a piece of Like, you guys gotta understand, for 90 minutes, you sit there during a chess game, and if your position is slightly worse, you just sit there going, I'm such a my mile run is garbage, like, nobody likes me, I have no friends. Why the am I here? Like, why am I playing this? Like, what a stupid board game that has, like, no future, no hope. Also, why is my knight on c3? Like, what am I gonna do about this knight on c3? I mean, this is like what, you know, You're like, did I put on deodorant this morning? Like, you think about these things, you think about, like, why haven't I taken care of that ailment? Like, I should have went to the doctor 6 months ago about that thing. Like, this is 90-minute chess, right? Like, this is, in Blitz, you knight c3, bishop f4, blah, 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 checkmate, or you lose. So, this time around, I'm doing two things. Number one, I am developing an opening repertoire which will suit me in the short term. Like, I need to learn openings in the short term. I need to learn openings in about 2 months' time, like a fighter going to a training camp. However, I also need long-term openings, because the truth is, I'm no longer looking at this like, I'm gonna go make norms, I'm gonna go make norms, I'm gonna go make some norms, and I can't lose a single game. Like, no, I'm gonna lose. Like, I'm gonna lose games, I'm gonna draw games. And it's a process. Like, I'm gonna lose some games, and then I'm gonna get those points back. That's the one thing like, for me, losing is like, it hurt. Like, you guys, like, really hurts to lose. But I'm gonna lose like thousands of more games, And because I'm gonna do that, I need to just be able to learn, like, from my mistakes. The previous game, it was a king move with like 5 seconds on the clock. I mean, it's a thing. So this time around, my long-term goal is to learn e4. Like, properly learn e4. I mean, not like I played this in Blitz, but like, I would not, there's like 10 ways to equal. Like, I want to learn real e4. And you know what I want to learn with black? The Sicilian. Like, with black, I want to play this. I don't know about this opening. And if you play this opening against a well-prepared 10-year-old, they will destroy you. Like, they will kill you. I mean, like, you cannot, and then you got to learn, knight f3, knight c6, you gotta learn like d4, cd, knight d, like, you gotta choose a Sicilian. Let's say you play Sveshnikov, right? Like, I've been looking at Sveshnikov. So in this position, you gotta learn the knight d5, which is played in Carlsen Caruana World Championship 2018. Extremely popular, takes. You have knight e7, you have knight b8. Now white can play old main line c4, a4, queen f3 is the third main line. And there's lines like a4 where the knight tries to jump around, so you play bishop e7, and then you gotta learn all these different setups. And then, like, what happens when you sit down and somebody plays the Alpin, or somebody plays the Smith-Morra, or somebody plays the close Sicilian, or somebody plays knight f3, knight c6, Rossalimo, and slaps you across the face because, Rossalimo is the most annoying opening in the world. So then, because you want to avoid the Rossalimo, you start playing the e6 Sicilian, so that after d4, cd4, knight d4, knight f6, knight c3, knight c6, white can play knight db5, and now you have move ordered them into a Scandinavian Sveshnikov defense, but the main line. Not the one that I just showed you with knight to d5, but this main line, which is bishop to g5, a6, boo, 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 this classical main line, knight d5, etc. So, okay, let's say you're really clever and you learn knight f6. Well, what happens now when they play knight c6, bc, e5, knight d5, knight e4, queen c7, f4, and this? Now you have to learn c4, bishop b4, king e2, bishop a6, and then the white king just walks to f3 and gives you middle finger, and it's +1 for white. I mean, like, you guys sometimes make fun of me when I lose to people, but I know more about chess than you'll ever memorize in your life. I mean, like, I have forgotten lines, all right? Like, I mean, there is so much theory, There is so much, like, there is so, and then maybe you don't want any of that, so you play Kalashnikov Sicilian, which is knight c6, d4, cd, knight d4, e5, which still doesn't stop the problem of the Rossalimo. I mean, the Rossalimo is, And then, like, what happens with, let's say this is dynamic, right? But what happens if, what if I want to be solid with black? Okay, Caro-Kann sucks at top level. I mean, Caro-Kann is like one of the hardest openings to play at the high level. It is. It's like very difficult to play because white can play 75 lines at the high level. At your level, this is what happens. Bip, 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 bip. Black is better. Like, after 8 moves, you guys are better in the Caro-Kann. But at my level, you get some 6-year-old, e5, bishop f5, knight f3, e6, bishop e2, c5, bishop e3, knight c6, castles. You gotta learn all these lines, like 20 different blah, 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 blah. All right? And then, you show up and all of a sudden, these start playing this shit against you. I mean, like what is this? I mean, this is like some new meta against the Caro-Kann at like GM level. And, you basically, everything you're taught as a beginner is out the window. And apparently losing the right to castle after 4 moves is better for white. Like what do you want from me? And then, with black, you have to make some uncomfortable decision what you play here. It's like, it's unbelievable. Do I have a game? No. So, you can't really learn. So then you play e4, e5. Okay, e4, e5, you're really clever. Okay, not to mention all of the gambits that you have to learn. Now there's knight f3, knight c6. I mean, if you can play the Petrov if you should be on wellness checks. But okay, like knight c6, now you have to learn Scotch, you have to learn Ponziani, you have to learn... By the way, you learn all of this Italian and Spanish. Guess what? Your next opponent is gonna play knight c3. You, knight f6, g4, make a draw. I mean, this is just a forced draw for white, basically. Like, let's say you play 2200 rated player, he's 200 points lower rated than you, he just wants to make a draw. You can't do anything. There's nothing you can do. So then against that guy, you gotta take some risk. What happens if you take some risk? Has prepped for 4 hours that morning. He prepared for 4 hours. And now he's just gonna boom, 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 he's gonna get you into a worse position. All right? I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's impossible. It's just completely impossible. Oh, I cannot. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. I'm not cheating. Anyway, let's play e4.